Hi there friends, Simi here. We've been discussing triggers with Bobby Parrish and Athena Moberg of Trauma Recovery University. I'd like to share something that helps me with triggers. I call this my mini blanket. And I keep it in a box, calming box, full of things that help me to soothe and calm myself when I'm experiencing a trigger. Today I'm going to show you how you can make your own mini blanket for your calming box. Alright, these are the materials that you're going to need. A 1-foot square piece of flannel, a skein of embroidery floss in a contrasting or matching color, a pencil. Fabric pencils are preferred, but I didn't happen to have one, and a pair of scissors. And an embroidery needle with a fairly large eye. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is round off the edges of your swatch of flannel with your scissors. This will make the edging your blanket easier. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors, you're going to go around the edge really gently. I'm not perfect at this, so if it comes out weird, remember what they say, don't beat yourself up. See? You're going to do that on all 4 corners so that rounding it off so that edging your blanket is easier when you get that far. Alright, so I'm going to pause and then I'm going to come back when all my edges are rounded. Alright, so there we go. Nice rounded piece of flannel. This one's for my son. So, next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your pencil, and I can't really show you this on the camera because then it requires a lot of technical stuff. So you're going to take your pencil and you're going to mark the swatch about 1/4 of an inch from the edge so that you know where to put your needle when you're embroidering. It should look something like this. So I'm going to pause again, and I'm going to come back when my swatch is all marked. Okay, so there it is, all marked. So you'll notice that the edges on this swatch are not exact. Like I said, I'm just a person, so, if they don't come out right, don't worry about it. It's not, this is just for personal use, Anyway, so then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your embroidery thread and you're going to cut a piece. It should be a nice long piece, and you're going to thread your needle with it. I know ordinarily with embroidery floss you're supposed to divide up the strands and everything, but you're not going to do that with this. So I pre-flossed, I pre-threaded mine because it takes me a long time to thread my needle. So tie a nice little knot in the end. You don't have to do that, you don't, but I like to. So, and you're going to start by, so now the next step is using a blanket stitch. You embroider all around the edge of your swatch. So there's the blanket stitch there, completed. So you can see the blanket stitch makes the blanket actually look nice. It looks like a real blanket that you might get at a grocery store and stuff. So, how you make, for those of you who don't know how to embroider, I'm going to show you how to do it. Be right back once I have my needle situated. Okay, so I've got my needle set. What you're going to do here, see if I can do this backwards, is you're going to go about a 1/4 inch away from your first stitch here, and you're going to put your needle in and poke behind so you can see it. And then you're going to take your thread and wrap it around loosely, not tightly. You don't want your fabric to pucker, around your needle and pull it through very gently. Like I said, you want it to be loose. The whole idea is to edge it, not to make it fold. So that's what it should look like when you're done. And you're going to do that all the way around the edge, which is why we marked with pencil, because that makes it easier. Okay, so let's see, yeah, I got time. I will be back when I'm done edging my piece. Okay, I'm not done yet, but I wanted to show you my progress. See, look there. See how nice that looks? You can see the knot in the back, but really, I'm not sure it really matters. You don't have to do it that way. If you want to, what you can do is you can leave it unknotted and just kind of weave it in. But one way or the other. See, look, this is what happens when you pull it too tight. That does not look nice, so you have to pick it out. Or at least loosen it up. There we go. That's better. Okay, so back to needling, sewing. This is actually the most time-intensive part of this project. That's why I keep pausing. Because embroidering around the edge of this piece is actually the longest part. So if you're looking for just wanting to, you just want the blanket, then you can also serge it if you have a serger, which I don't. So figured if I wanted my blanket to look nice, I was going to have to embroider it. Or you can just leave it unedged. It's up to you. Whatever works for you. Okay. Yeah, I know, I keep throwing my hand off to the left because I have a lot of thread to work with, and I want to be sure that making my blanket stitch is fairly easy. And you notice I'm not pulling it too tight. Like I said, I don't want my edges to bend or fold. The whole idea is just to prevent the edges from fraying. So see, doesn't that look nice? Yeah. All right, well, I only have a few more minutes, so like I said, the end product will look something like this, and you can fold it up, and you can keep it in your pocket, and you can put essential oil on it if you want it to smell nice, because the flannel will hold the scent for a while, and that's about it. You can embellish your swatch in other ways, of course, but for all intents and purposes, you're done. And that's how you make a mini blanket. Talk to you again soon.